Jeg er i London lige nu, og det er for at prøve Agents of Mayhem. Og her har jeg fået prøvet spillet af og snakke med en af udviklerne. Og du kan høre mine indtryk lige her.
Agents of Mayhem.
Cue the action music.
Proud to know you, comrade. Things are getting interesting.
Når de fleste tænker på Volition, så tænker de nok på Saints Row, spilserien, der har gjort den sådan ganske populær. Selvom at dog at Red Faction-serien, i hvert fald i mit hjerte, får dem til at være lidt længere oppe. Det er jo virkelig godt. Men i dag, der skal vi tjekke ud noget helt nyt ud. Eller er det helt nyt? Det er nemlig Agents of Mayhem, som sådan lidt er sat i det samme univers som Saints Row. Man har en meget anderledes stil, der er ingen multiplayer, og du spiller nu som 3 forskellige karakterer. Men for ligesom at få det helt op til speed, så har jeg fået en snak med en udvikler omkring, hvad historien handler om, og hvad spillet går ud på, og det kan du høre lige her.
Well, essentially, Persephone Brimstone, who's the leader of Mayhem, used to work for an evil organization called Legion, which is run by a mysterious, shadowy figure called the Morning Star. Now, we the players don't know that much at the start of the game, except for the fact that Persephone used to work for him and has now formed an organization to stop him and take him down at all costs. This game is part of a larger Saints Row multiverse, right? It's not literally a Saints Row sequel, it's not literally a Saints Row game, but there's a lot of clever hints and nods towards Saints Row. I mean, a pretty obvious one is if you look at Kingpin, he might look a little familiar to you. You might recognize some aspects of his personality. There might be some more stuff like that hidden throughout the game. Every time you add another significant feature or you split your development team, you take time and features away from the other aspects. And as I said, we're really focused on delivering an awesome single-player experience.
En af de ting, de har gjort for at få spillet til at være sådan lidt mere dynamisk og få sidemissionerne til at føle sådan livlige og interessante, det er autogenererede dungeons, som består af ligesom forskellige byggeklodser, og som gør, at din oplevelse med dem ikke altid er de samme. Både fordi, at de kommer til at forandre sig med typen med fjender og sværhedsgrad, men også fordi de dukker op forskellige steder i verdenen. De forskellige karakterer, du kan spille som, de har sådan ret stort spænd af forskellige kvaliteter. Nogle er gode på langdistance, andre er bedre på korthold. Og jeg tror faktisk godt, at du vil finde en karakter, der passer til din spilsmag. Som sagt, så kan du selv vælge, hvilke 3 karakterer du går i kamp med, og du kan ligesom level dem op individuelt. Så du først kan få dem op på level 20, og så kan du senere opgradere dem helt op til level 40. Så det kan være rigtig meget spiltid. Et af de mest klassiske spørgsmål, vi får fra jer, når vi tager ud til de her presseture og snakker med udviklerne, det er, hvor stor er verdenen, og hvor lang tid tager det at gennemføre det. Og det har udviklerne også svaret på lige her.
My expectation is if you're just focused on finishing a game and you're trying to finish the game, you're just going through in a straight line as fast as possible, assuming an average skill set, probably a little over 20 hours. There's a lot of content. There's over 55 possible missions. Now, if you're a completionist and you want to really finish everything, it's going to take you well over 40 hours, I would guess. It's a little hard to measure because there's so many variables. You could change the difficulty. There's different levels of completion. For example, you could take all of your agents to level 20 through the course of normal gameplay. Actually, if you play on the recommended difficulty and you take all your agents through, you get them all through about level 18, which isn't the max for normal progression. And after level 20, you can actually take them another 20 levels up to level 40. But to do so, you have to collect crystal shards in the city and take these crystals and use those crystals to power them up a level. So you're going to have to collect a lot of crystals to level up all of your agents to level 40. That's going to be a lot more playtime than 40 hours, I would guess. Obviously, you can't leave the city. It's all based in the city of Seoul. I'd be curious to see if there were places that players couldn't go. There might be a couple buildings you can't actually get on top of. I don't know if that's true or not. Our testers are pretty inventive and can get a lot of places that you're not supposed to be. And there are some really cool mechanics you can possibly combine together to go further than we expected you to. But I look forward to hearing about what kind of challenges the players overcome. As you know, there's always something that emerges when you ship a game that you didn't expect to happen. I look forward to hearing about that.
Spillet det er et open world spil, men for ligesom at prøve på at undgå, at det bliver sådan standard open worlds, så for eksempel med ting som towers, det gør de det, at de har 4 af dem, og så i stedet for at du bare går over og så bare gør den færdig, og så er det, som ligesom så betyder, at så er der mindre gameplay i det område, og så er der ikke rigtig nogen grund til at komme tilbage. Så er de i stedet for gjort det sådan, at når du overtager et af de der kontrolpunkter, så påvirker de andre, så det hele tiden bliver sværere og sværere, og du kan komme tilbage igen. Det har jeg også fået en snak med ham om, og det kan du høre lige her.
our equivalent is called the outpost. Now, Legion has 4 of these outposts in the city of Seoul. And each time you attack one outpost, you have an effect on the other 3 outposts. Legion reinforces them. They get tougher and tougher and tougher. So as you proceed in taking out these outposts, they actually get more defenses. Now you'll see mole machines that drill up through the ground and troops pour out of them. Or maybe there'll be new sniper towers installed. Or maybe there'll be turrets defending it now. Or maybe there'll be landmines or roadblocks with turrets or whatever it might be. There's a lot of different changes. So the more these you take out, the harder they get. Now, one of the other things we do is typically when you do a watchtower or an outpost or whatever it is in another game, you do it and you're done and that's it, and there's less gameplay there for you. Well, it's great. I took out the thing, but now there's less to do in the world. Well, in Agents of Mayhem, one of the things we do is when you take these things over, at some point you're going to piss off Legion enough, they're going to strike back and they're going to take it back from you. And they may be mad enough, they'll actually drop a doomsday weapon into the city that you'll then have to take out and deal with. So we've got a lot of interesting changes to some of those clichés you're talking about.
Og man kan allerede med den nye trailer her se masser af referencer til forskellige ting, for eksempel til The A-Team og til Knight Rider. Jeg foreslog mig også, at når du skifter dit køretøj ind i spillet, der kan du nemlig frit vælge mellem en masse forskellige af dem, at man skulle lave en pizzascooter, for eksempel med det der på som logo. Det var han meget frisk på, men jeg tvivler nok desværre på, at det kommer til at ske, men det kunne være virkelig sejt. Og samtidig så kunne man selvfølgelig også bruge det til at lave en lille reference til Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Men sådan alt i alt, så synes jeg, det virker som et ganske interessant spil, især hvis du har været glad for de tidligere Saints Row-spil. Hele det her mix med, at du får sådan lidt Overwatch-agtigt ind, kombineret med GTA 5, det synes jeg faktisk, det virker ganske udmærket, baseret på vores korte tid med spillet her i dag. Men hvad synes du? Fortæl som altid din mening lige nede i kommentarfeltet, og så ses vi jo bare næste gang.